Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Naz, and if you're returning, welcome back. And today I am so excited to be reviewing the new Natasha Denona Bronze palette. I purchased the bronze palette a couple of weeks ago, and today I swatched it for the first time, created this makeup look, and also used her new lip gloss in the shade Caramel, so I'll give you my thoughts on that as well. And even though I don't have the face palette, I did go ahead and buy her older tan face palette. So we'll use this for the look as well and give you my thoughts on that. And I'll leave some timestamps below so that you can skip through. We'll basically start out with the swatches of the palette, create an eye makeup look, and then move on to a face palette, and then also make some comparisons to her existing palette as well. And then we'll also finish off the look with the lips. And at the end, I'll give you my final thoughts. Before we get started into the video, I just want to say thank you all for watching, and I would love for you to join the family. Hit that subscribe button before you leave. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So I am so excited to get my hands on the new Natasha Denona Bronze palette. I'm definitely a sucker for neutral tones and tones like this in this palette. So when I saw that this was a new release by Natasha Denona, I knew that I had to have it. Even though I don't think I need more eyeshadow palettes, but I just couldn't pass this one on. So we're going to get started and do some swatches, take a look at the palettes, and maybe look into some comparisons as well. So first, I want to start out by showing you guys what the colors look like in this palette. It has a really nice packaging, has a magnetic lid that closes really nicely. I mean, it definitely feels like a luxury product, and for the price you pay, you kind of expect nice packaging, and Natasha Denona did it again with her packaging. And what's also cool is that in the back, you can pop these shades out. So if you wanted to rearrange them for any reason, you could do so by popping these pans out from the back. I don't think I'm going to be doing that, but I think it's nice that she does give you that option if you did want to. So I haven't really played around with this yet, so I'm really excited to dive in and start with our swatches. Again, here is what the colors look like. So I'm going to start with the top row with True Copper. So here's True Copper. And as always, Natasha Denona formula is great. It's very buttery and very soft. So here is Suntan. And then Sundown. And then we have Deep Dive, which has a softer formula. I believe this is her wet to powder formula. So it definitely feels different than all of the other shades in the palette. This is a really nice purpley shade. And then we have Rhodium. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't think I have anything similar to that shade. Then down on the second row, we have Magma, which is really pretty, a little bit darker than the Suntan here. And then we have High Degree. Really pretty copper, but a little bit reddish copper. Then we have Alloy. Again, really pretty, shimmery, more of an orangey yellowish tone. We have Ridge, which is a really pretty transition color for me. And then True Bronze, which is very close to the Aloe shade, but it feels a little bit more coppery. Moving on to the bottom, we have Gloaming, which is again kind of like a reddish copper. And then we have Palladium, Bliss. Ooh, that is very pretty. It reflects gold, pinkish gold. Then we have Silk, which is again a brownish coppery shimmer. And then lastly we have Beach, which is a transition shade. Here are the final swatches. I do think that there are a lot of shimmers in here that are very close in tone, which I'm not sure if you need all of them, so I would have definitely preferred different shades. So like the Alloy, True Bronze, Silk, and True Copper are all very similar shimmery shades. And while I agree that they swatch differently, I think on the eyes they might look very, very similar and almost the same. Alright, so let's get into the eye look. I zoomed you guys in a little bit. So I'm going to start out with this beach shade right here and use it as a transition. Put it on the crease. I'm going to take Ridge and go over the crease with it, a little bit lower. I'm going to take the suntan and pop that in the outer corner of the eye. And almost make a V shape. And that will give us a more of an elongated eye, cat eye type of look. I'm going to take Ridge on the bottom of the eye. And then I'm going to use True Bronze to really pop the lids. Just place that in the middle, just pat it in. So one thing I'm noticing right now is that there's no lighter tone shimmer to pop in the inner corners, so that kind of stinks. I also want to use this gloaming shade. Maybe use it more towards the corner of the eye. And again, just going to go over with a clean brush to blend everything in. I think I'm going to darken up the under eyes a little bit more, so I'm going to use suntan. Just using a brown eyeliner. This one's from Lorac. Just line the outer corner and extend it a little bit. Using a brush like this, I'm just going to smoke it out. Put on some mascara. So that's the eyes. I really enjoyed using the palette, and the formula is great as always with Natasha Denona palettes, and the shades are great and they worked out very well all together. But I do think that there are a lot of shimmers in here which could turn out the same on the eyes, so I would have rather preferred a lighter shimmer for the inner corner of the eyes. But I think the transition shades are really good and the shimmer quality is really good. There's no big glitter particles, which I really don't like on eyeshadow, so I think the shimmers are done really well. And I think overall I'm going to be getting a good use out of this palette, so I would recommend it. So with the eyeshadow palette, she also launched a face palette that I think she called it a bronze face palette, but I did not purchase that because I looked at the swatches and I saw some YouTube reviews and it did not look like something I would enjoy. The colors in the swatches didn't seem like it would look really nice on my skin tone, and it really really didn't look like it would show up at all. And her new Bounce Cream formula just didn't call out my name when I looked at the texture, and when I saw reviewers touching it on the videos. It seemed like a very funky formula that I knew I wouldn't enjoy, so I didn't want to waste my money and I did not purchase that. However, I did purchase their tan face palette, which I know this came out a couple of years ago, or maybe it was last year. And back then I didn't get my hands on it, but I thought, okay, what a great way to use this one with her bronze palette. I know that a lot of people enjoyed this, so I also wanted to try it out. So here's what her tan palette looks like. And I'm sure if you have this palette, you can maybe create a bronze look utilizing what you already have. And Natasha Denona actually right now has a sale on her website for 4th of July. So this, I believe originally it was $55, but I purchased it at $33, which was such a great deal. So I'll link it below on her website, and hoping the sale is still going on. So if you don't have this face palette, you can get your hands on it. But right away, I really want to use this shimmer shade in my inner corner, so I think I'm going to pop that on right now. So now I really feel like my eye look is complete. Let's get into this palette. Again, the packaging is phenomenal, and she has 2 cream products up top, so let's go ahead and swatch those. So this one is her Glow Cream Base. There, it definitely feels creamy, and I think it would feel really nice on the face as well. And then she has the Super Glow, so this is also a creamy product, and that is a bit of a coppery shade, but it looks really pretty. We have her powder formulas, and this one is a bronzer, so it's blush and bronze powder, so you could use it either way. And definitely a neutral tone bronzer. We have her highlighter, which she calls it the Glow Impact Powder, which I just used on my inner corner of the eyes. Oh, that is so pretty. I love that. So let's try to use that on the face. I do have my foundation on, and I don't have anything else on the face other than just a little bit of contouring. I think I'm first going to start out with her bronzer. Oh, that is a very pretty color. Definitely bronzy, and I think that suits my medium skin tone really well as well. So let's go ahead and do it on the side. I do have a few blemishes here, so please ignore those. Don't know what's happening, but I've been getting a lot of acne lately, and I'm not happy about it. So that is the bronzer. I really like this product. It blended really nicely, it doesn't look patchy, and the shade is great for the medium skin tone. I'm going to go into this cream base and put that on the high point of my cheekbone. Really pretty and very glowy, so I do like that. It's definitely not subtle, but it's also not accentuating any texture. Now I'm going to go into the Super Glow, and I'm just going to use a stippling brush for this. I'm just going to go over it. Oh, that is really pretty. That looks so beautiful. Definitely gives you the summer glow. All right, so let's also use this Glow Impact Powder. Normally, I don't think that I would pile on all of these at once. I would probably use one of the shimmer shades or the other, but I just want to show you guys. So let's use this, again with a stippling brush. I do enjoy this palette a lot. I would definitely recommend it if you do not have this. Again, I can't speak to her new bronze palette, but it just didn't intrigue me, and the shades in here looked like it would suit me the best. I'm actually going to dip into this bronze shade a little bit more and pop that more on the cheeks. Get even bronzer. And a little bit on the nose. And then on the forehead. So she also launched 3 lip glosses with her latest bronze palette, and I picked up one of them. So I picked up the shade Caramel, and these are called her lip Oh-phoria. And this shade looked like it would suit me the best. So let's try this out as well. Definitely has a minty taste, but it's very refreshing, so I really don't mind it. And it does feel a little bit tingly on the lips, but not so much that you can't bear it. So before we end the video, I also wanted to make one comparison to her previous palette called the Metropolis palette. And the reason why I wanted to show you guys this is because there was a lot of people saying that you really don't need this palette if you have the Metropolis palette, because all of the shades in here are basically either exist in Metropolis palette or that they're very similar in shade and tone. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys that comparison and really give you my thoughts to see if this is really worth your buck if you do have the Metropolis palette. So here's the Metropolis palette. I did purchase this. I think this was her 5-year anniversary palette, and the shades in here are really beautiful. Here's what the shades look like. It definitely includes more pop of color shades like your blues, your greens, and more reddish tones. But you can clearly see that there's a lot of neutral tones in here as well, and a lot of coppery, goldy shimmers as well. So I think I'm going to swatch a few of these shades to give you the comparison to see if it really does look same on the skin. These 2 are from the Metropolis palette, and you can see that they do look very similar in tones, but they're not very exact. Those comments that state that Natasha Denona went ahead and used her existing shades in this palette, I don't think that's true. The shades are clearly different, even though they're very similar in tone. So I think that these do look very similar. So these 2 are from her bronze palette, and this is the True Bronze, and then this one is True Copper. These 2 are from her Metropolis palette, and the shade names are Rust and Penny. So they definitely do look similar in tone. Are they exact? I don't think so. This one runs a little bit more orangey, and this one's a little bit more bronzy, brownish tone, but again, they are very similar. Let's get into the final thoughts and wrap up the video. So overall, I did enjoy this palette, and I think I'm going to be getting a good use out of this summer, and the tones just speak to me. They're neutrals, they're bronzy shades that I normally would go for. I don't regret buying this palette. As far as the comparison, you did see that some of the shades do look very similar to the ones that are in her new bronze shade. So if you do have the Metropolis palette, I don't think that you need to run and purchase her new bronze palette. However, if you are a collector like me or can afford the new palette and you want to, why not? Go ahead and do it. I don't think you'll regret it, especially if you like the neutral tones like I do. Again, I didn't purchase the face palette, but I did use today her older tan palette, and I would recommend this one. The tones just worked out really well. The formula is great, and it does give you that bronzy, tannish look. As far as the lip gloss, I do think it looks really nice. It doesn't move around, and it doesn't feel heavy or sticky on the lips, so I would recommend this as well. And I believe she has 3 shades in this, so I picked up the medium shade. She has a deeper shade, but she also has a lighter shade than this one. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts down below. If you did purchase the new Natasha Denona Bronze palette, I would love to know your thoughts, especially on the face palette. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and hit that subscribe button to join the family. I would love to have you here, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!